And we are back. And we are back. Shout out to the boomers. This is our second live stream. Today we're talking about victims versus victors. We're doing self-improvement live streams every Friday as our second live stream, in addition to the daily crypto kaboom that we provide from the blockchain battlefield trenches. If you haven't touched the buttons, I need you guys doing that right now. The like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Make sure you're caressing and you're touching all those buttons. Guys, the super chat is open. Last week we got demonetized on a few of our videos, specifically the one on self-improvement, the war on masculinity. It seems like the PC police out there don't want us to win. So being that we're not suitable for advertisers on some of our videos, the only way to show support here is by dropping a little bit here in the bucket on the super chat. Shout out to Lee Banky on our last broadcast for chiming in 2 times, double the fun, $9.99 times 2. I appreciate that, Lee. Today we're talking about victims versus victors, separating, like I say, the men from the mice here, the feast from the famine, the champs from the cucks, the boomers from the doomers. Which side are you on out there? Let's give it a few seconds for the boomers to congregate here in the population of the chat box. Make sure you're touching the buttons, and make sure you drop a comment here today. This is going to be an open discussion. This is our general self-improvement chat where we talk about crypto. Aside from crypto, diet, exercise, general ways to become a better boomer. Yesterday or last week, we spoke about the war on masculinity and how to combat that, because indeed there is. We shared an article from the New York Times that has shown the American Psychological Association now has deemed traditional masculinity as a problem for young men out there. So, you know, there's a social engineering plan out there to emasculate the young gunners out there. They don't want men, independent men on the field, apparently, is what it seems like. Shout out to Trap Talk has entered the population. Cliff Martin has entered the population. Welcome back, Cliff. It seems like you guys are getting your notifications on. We've been on for about 1 minute, 2 minutes now, and let's wait for a couple boomers to enter the population before we get this party started. We got the self-improvement oven cooking on, turned on, preheated, and ready to serve up that positive energy. Every single day, we do it in the form of the crypto broadcast, tracking the crypto markets, and we've built a community portfolio too. If you guys want to check that out, we have $10,000 virtually, and we've copped about 10 altcoins, or what, 9 or 10 crypto coins, something like that. And you can follow that as well. So if you're a new boomer, just a baby bear cub that's entering the blockchain battlefield bootcamp, welcome. Hopefully Champagne and the rest of the boomers here in the population can continue to motivate you with that good crypto energy. Like I've said so many times, there is an alternative frequency. There is an awakening going on the interwebs and the worldwide, if you ask me, where people are starting to see that the mainstream narrative is not what so many have assumed it to be. Apparently, there could be some lies out there in the form of the mainstream media, in the form of the food pyramid, okay, in the form of some of the narratives that has been even taught to us in history. And we can continue to go down the rabbit holes out here. I've been watching some YouTubers going hard. Shout out to, if you guys haven't been watching this comedian Owen Benjamin, he's been going harder than I've ever seen. It's about, this guy is probably going stronger than Alex Jones. It's like he has no restraint, no censorship, and he's offending everybody. He doesn't believe in the moon landing either, which you know, that could be argued too. I mean, we can go ahead and do a whole live stream. Owen Big Bear, yeah, you know, he's on fire lately. I mean, I'll be telling you, I don't watch too many crypto YouTubers lately. I've been focused on lifting, becoming a better man out there, and learning as much as I possibly can. And for entertainment, you know, I've been watching the Big Bear. Owen has been knocking it out the park. I expect him to be completely thrown off YouTube any second now, because he is ruffling every single feather. So shout out to him. And then also been checking out, of course, for self-improvement and motivation, Big Larry Wheels. You know how I feel about Big Larry Wheels, a young 23-year-old power lifter, power builder, bodybuilder. Now he has gone on a training camp to Iceland with the world's strongest man, Mr. Thor B. Johnson. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but he's currently the world's strongest man, and he's invited young Larry Wheels, he's only 23 years old, and if you haven't caught on to Larry, he's been an internet phenom this past year, breaking personal records, and that's what it is. So it's been very interesting to watch that series, watching him train with someone that makes him look like a little kid. You got Thor at 400 pounds, 6'9", okay, world's strongest man. And then you got Larry, which is a sensation, but he looks a lot smaller compared to Thor. He's only 6'2" and weighs about 275. And it's very interesting to see this series, this training series, because they've been putting out their entire workout videos or whatnot. And again, Larry's now training for the a strongman competition, I think an amateur one that's occurring soon. And it's almost like watching the student go to the Shaolin master, to the Shaolin temple, and learn from the best. Trap Talk says, where's the article about demasculating or emasculating? It's not demask, it's called emasculation. But anyhow, the article's not about emasculating men, but it's an article that's floating around there from, it's in the New York Times. And it's a statement by the American Psychological Association that's deeming traditional masculinity as harmful. Okay, that traditional masculinity is harmful. They're trying to make this science out there, and that's if you ask me, it's nefarious. I mean, you know, they're trying to do the social engineering because, you know, once it becomes mainstream science, now people can start suing for malpractice or whatnot, is what people are saying. If you want to find that article, the best way I would recommend it, I know exactly where it's linked. You want to check out the last self-improvement video that I did last Friday. The title is called Surviving the War on Masculinity. In that video, in the description, there's a link to the article that I'm talking about. It's the first link. So that's the best way I could direct you to that. Trap Talk. Thank you for asking. But anyhow, we're talking about victims versus victors. And, you know, this is a simple concept that I think a lot of people don't get. And, you know, through time, I've realized that either you're building or you're destroying. And that's why Champagne always keeps it, or I try as much as possible to keep it positive and not to try to profit off negative titles on the videos, not to cover gossip, you know, and not to get into these crypto beefs, and, you know, not to try to call every coin a scam and be the, you know, the conspiracy theorist or not, whatnot. What I'm here is to separate the boomers from the doomers. The boomers are the builders. The doomers are the destroyers, that they always want to look at things negatively and they want to tear things down. Okay. So you got to pick the side that you're on. If you want to be on overall journey on an overall self-improvement, you need to jump onto the booming side. Okay. And be a builder. Think of how things to create rather than to destroy or criticize. Okay. In my opinion, that goes to the theme that we've had here in the channel, where we separate men from mice. Men are the builders. Okay. Mice out there, they destroy things. Okay. They're pests. Kenny Force says Jersey cows are booming. Yeah, we were talking about that. Thanks for bringing it up, because this is the appropriate place to talk about it. Jersey cows. I've been drinking milk from Jersey cows. Okay. And I'm feeling better than ever. Okay. You know, it's been about 8 to 10 years since Champagne was off the dairy products. I fell for the soy meme out there, guys. That dairy was bad, that the congestion gives you more phlegm, this, that, and the third. Guys, listen, it's a meme out there, guys. If you've drank milk in the past, babies need milk to grow. And if you want to go ahead and gain more muscle and get more protein out there, I can see the benefits from milk. Now, talking about these Jersey cows. So I've been sipping on the milk from the Jersey cow. Apparently, the Jersey cows, specifically not from New Jersey, from Jersey, United Kingdom, they're genetically different in the fact that they produce a milk that has an A2 protein as opposed to a A1 protein, which is the traditional milk. Now, apparently, according to the science or the data, I don't know if this is a meme or not. The A2 milk is easier to digest, and it seems that like that could be the case. You know, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or whatnot, but I'll tell you this much, boomers: this A2 milk, this Jersey cow milk, okay, is way creamier. Okay, it's way creamier. It's tastier. It has a little more fat and a little more calories, and I'll take that because you know how champagne feels. Fat is good. Okay, that's another meme. The low fat is a meme out there. Fat and cholesterol is good. You need that for your brain. Okay, and you know, fat is there's more nutrients in fat than arguably anything else. So that's what it is. It was funny looking at some of those charts yesterday. Some were so bad, says Derek. Yeah, some would look like a scam. Milk is USDA scam. All we need is water and natural juice. I completely disagree with you. I can see why some people feel that way, but I fell for that meme too. I'm sipping the milk, Derek, and I encourage you to try it out. Maybe you'll gain some weight out there. But that's what it is. Champagne's out here, and I'm not here to argue about whether milk is good. I know there's a whole entire drove of people that are anti-milk, this, that, and the third, and I know that the pus is in the milk. I know all about that. I've heard every single meme, and in fact, I fell for it, and I didn't sip milk for 8 years, okay? But in the past year, I started sipping again, and I'm telling you, I'm keeping it 1,000, Derek. You know, I don't lie to you, okay? Champagne always keeps it real. If it's funny bunny, I'll let you know. Okay? I'm feeling better than ever. Now, maybe it's due in part to the A2 Jersey milk or whatnot. The specific brand is Promised Land. And obviously, I don't get anything from them. But I don't know if they're the only brand that provides that Jersey milk. But that's what it is. Only eat from happy and healthy animals. Indeed. And I've shared this in the past. Some Bible verses talking about, you know, how, you know, eating meat's all good. You know, if you believe it's blessed from the Lord, then it's all good. You know, meats are good, and he who eateth herbs are weak. I'm trying to find the Bible verse out here, and I'm not trying to get biblical on you guys because I'm not the religious maniac, but the older I get, the stronger my faith is. I remember all those Got Milk commercials just seemed very focused to me from the big farm industry. You're right. That I can't disagree with. But, you know, I'm just speaking from my own personal experience. Ingesting more fats, okay, is good. I mean, healthy fats. You don't want to go and get canola oil. There's no such thing as a canola plant. Majority of these vegetable oils are garbage. Cooking butter, okay? And, you know, don't cook olive oil too hot because it burns. You may want to just drizzle it on your food. But that's what it is. You're right, champ. God said meat is good. It's right there. It's in the good book. And I'll tell you guys, you know, I've entertained, you know, all kinds of different ways of looking at things. And I've strayed away from the faith at certain points. But I'll tell you, you know, as the train keeps rolling, as my frequency tunes in, my faith is higher than ever. So, you know, that's what it is. That's true. Milk and protein shakes is really good. Yeah, I drink milk and protein shakes. I've been drinking the whey. And that's another one. I was doing the keto protein for a while. You guys know I was doing the keto diet, which is great. I enjoy the keto diet. It's thumbs up, keto, keto, keto. Keto's sort of a meme lately too. Okay. I hit a plateau with keto. And also my goal is no longer to lose any more weight. Actually, I've been gaining weight because I'm trying to hit these 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. If you don't know about what that is, I've mentioned it in the past. 1 plate overhead for 5, 2 plates bench press for 5, 3 plates squat for 5, 4 plates deadlift for 5. I'm basically right there, and I've switched up my training program from the strong lifts that I had been modifying these past couple of weeks directly now to the Mad Cow. Mad Cow is the intermediate training program that follows Strong Lifts, is the program that I've been telling you guys that I've been on for such a while now. And you guys could read about it directly on the Strong Lift site. Sorry, workout for intermediate lifters. A training program that is recommended once you are no longer making progress on your squats with the Strong Lifts 5x5. It's aimed at intermediate lifters. When to switch from Strong Lift to Mad Cow depends on your body weight and age. A 30-year-old guy weighing around 200 pounds would usually have to switch after reaching a 300-pound squat. the lighter, heavier you are, the sooner or later you switch to the Mad Cow. If you want to get into the origins and the actual program, I think you can even download, you could download, and I have as well downloaded a spreadsheet where you can enter your 1 rep maxes, and it'll go ahead and calculate the program for you. So, I have this link down below, and this is free too, guys. There's no sign up, no nothing. I'm just trying to provide some information that I find helpful for me. Now, let me be clear. Champagne's goals right now is strength. Okay, I'm not trying to lose weight, so I'm not doing the keto. Okay, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to get 6-pack abs to look good for the ladies. I want to be Diesel. Okay, the strongest version of Champagne as possible. That's my personal goal. So if you have a similar goal, you may want to listen to what I'm providing here. Why do you feel like the live stream doesn't have everybody in here? Oh, I didn't even notice. There's only 8 maniacs watching. I don't know. Maybe perhaps people are not getting their post notifications. Like I've shared I didn't see you in this morning's broadcast when we were talking about crypto, Derek, but I've been letting the boomers know that these videos are getting demonetized. Not suitable for advertisers, especially the one on Friday. Now, not all of the videos are demonetized, but some have been. Okay, and that hurts the bottom line because Champagne can't get ad revenue, and that's why I've been telling the boomers the super chat's open. I may have to go to Patreon. I'm not into Patreon. I may have to go to something else because YouTube is not cutting it. So this may have to be community funded out here if you want the champ to keep going. So, super chat's open, guys. If you want to show love, throw 5 on it, throw 50 on it. It goes to Baby Champ's Formula Fund so that I can continue to come boom here, spread good information, whether it be a crypto, whether it be, supporting the boomers or whatnot. And that's what it is. See, he didn't get his notification this morning. I was salty. There you go, Derek. See, I'm not making these things up. And we aren't under attack as much as we were at some point. There was a point there, and I'm sure you've tuned into the broadcast, where they were just cutting off my broadcast and knocking me off. And this goes back to, this YouTuber this comedian. This is not a YouTuber. He's a comedian. Owen Benjamin. He's been going hard on the streams, guys. If you want to see somebody battle PC correct, this guy doesn't care. He says every single word that you're not supposed to say. Okay. He attacks everybody and, offends everybody. But, I think it's worth watching. I'm entertained by the broadcast. You could see that his streams are getting throttled now too, out of nowhere. And, they cut him off and whatnot, and they completely demonetize all his videos. And, for the tubers that are getting demonetized, the super chat really helps. So that's what it is out there. Kenny said he didn't get a notification for this video either. There you go. For those trying to lose weight, Snake Juice dropped 58 pounds in over 4 months to join the army. Not for everyone, but an option indeed. Kenny, shout out to Snake Diet. Cole. That's his name, Cole, out of Canada. And we've mentioned the Snake Man before here. If you don't know what that is, Snake Diet is basically just fasting, okay? Fasting, long fast, not like these intermittent fastings. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 days plus fasting, and you're drinking what they call snake juice. Now, snake juice is just basically pink Himalayan salt, a little bit, and some potassium, okay? So you're getting sodium and potassium, and that basically is what they would give you in an IV if you were dehydrated. This keeps you hydrated so that you don't feel like crap while you're fasting, because you may become very dehydrated. So you sip on the snake, and that's what it is. That's what it is. And congratulations to Kenny. If you guys are looking to lose weight and you're a fat boy, you need to stop eating. Okay, real simple. Follow the Snake Man. He goes hard, screams, yells. I'm sure he's been deplatformed or demonetized on some of his videos. So that's what it is. And I think that Snake Man started selling a packet of electrolytes on Amazon. So basically the sodium and the potassium, you could buy it directly for him, and maybe he's making a profit like that. But he's clear to let the boomers know, or his viewers know, that you can make it at home. You could just use a pink Himalayan salt and a little bit of potassium chloride, and it'll cost you less than $5 to make that snake juice at home. So if you're a fat boy, go ahead and start fasting, and let your body eat the fat on your body. Okay, the fat that you have stored on you. That's why it's stored on you, so that you can eat it up when there's no food, and then you'll slim down. You get to the weight that you want to get to. Maybe you can go slim on the carbs or whatnot. Work out like that for some time, And then if you want to go in and, you know, do an intermediate program and start strength training, I mean, eventually you're going to start eating carbs like champagne. But most people out there are not training hard. Okay, they're acting like little victims, and they're not ready for victory. So, you know, that's what it is. Derek didn't get his notification. Champ, I hooked up with that girl last weekend, but I need your advice. Go ahead, Derek. What is it that you need out there? Derek out here juggling 3 plates, I believe, and he wants to know what to do. You know, I've recommended in the past, you know, champagne. I'm not looking to put numbers on the board. You know, I'm a family man at this point, and I would advise the young boomers. I mean, of course, you want to put numbers on the board when it comes to women or whatnot, but you know, long-term goals when it comes to you know, dealing with women is, you know, ultimately you want to make a family. That's the bottom line out here, boomers. I mean, I know some of the young gunners out there in their early 20s are not trying to hear that, and neither was I when I was that age. But you know, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing this for? You're trying to just, you know, put up numbers on the board, play a game. You know, you got to find the right one. But I'm listening, Derek. Shout out to the 12 crypto maniacs out there. D-Rock says, I want to eat animals running for their lives, grazing off the earth and constantly moving, terrorized by the hunters. Animals in pens, eat corn and be happy. That's not for me. And I can see that. I can see that, you know. And we've discussed this before when we've, you know, had debates with vegans and vegetarians. And, you know, the meat industry, the actual meat industrial complex, if you want to call it that, you know, there's a problem because there's animals that are suffering. So if you can get pasture raised, grass-fed animals, you know, animals that are, you know, out in the open, and if you can go and hunt your own meat yourself, you know, because some of these animals are fed corn, and it may not be the best. Cliff Martin says, you're right, champ. God said meat is good. I was a non-believer. Now I'm a believer, says Cliff Martin. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Cliff Martin. And again, you know, if you're a non-believer, hopefully you'll be a believer. I mean, you know, I've been on both sides, you know, and I've considered everything. But, you know, like I said, as time progresses, Champagne's faith has increased. We were hooking up. It was fun, but she had a fishy smell down there. Should I tell her maybe she needs to see a doctor? Well, I mean, you know, maybe you need to see a doctor if you're messing with her down there and she smells funny bunny out there. So make sure, you know, you're clean as a whistle, Derek. And, you know, if you care about her and you want to be honest, you know, then there's nothing wrong with being honest. Now, you got to be careful, though. When you're honest, you know, things can change quickly. You know, sometimes when you're honest, you can fracture relationships. You can prevent yourself from short-term gains. But for the long gun, honesty indeed is the best policy. Derek always keeps it strapped. Well, there you go. There you go, Derek. You always keep it strapped. That's I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but not always. You know. Again, the point of intercourse is not just for pleasure. It's not for the carnal pleasure out there. So, you know, there's a point to the intercourse, which is having children ultimately. And, you know, you got to treat her with respect. But, you know, again, I'm not here to be the, you know, the all high and mighty or try to preach anything religiously based out here. But I'm just, you know, keeping it 1,000 with you. Should you tell her? You know, if you feel like you want to be honest and you care enough, perhaps. But always, you know, make sure that you're okay and you're strapped on, you know, and you may want to consider, you know, if it doesn't smell good and if it smells like fire, perhaps there's a fire and you want to avoid the situation. Or maybe, you know, it was just a bad day. And, you know, she was doing the strong lifts right before she saw you, you know. Nowadays, people are sensitive. Be mindful, Derek. Best of luck. Yeah, you got to be mindful who you're dealing with. And, you know, you got to, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know the personal situation you have with this female, you know, like if it's just, like people say, if it's a pump and dump, you know, maybe you don't care as much. But, you know, if you see some potential long-term value, you may want to consider being, you know, as honest as possible. If you're just tuning in, this is our second live stream of the day. In addition to the daily crypto updates that we give up every day, the crypto live streams. This is our self-improvement chat. It's a general open discussion aside from crypto. And we've been talking about victims versus victors. And I think this is just a general concept out there that I'm just seeing. Like, it's real easy to just, you know, identify. I mean, is this person positive or it's negative? If you decide to be a builder instead of a destroyer, a man instead of a mouse, okay, a champ instead of a cuck, it's a very simple choice. And then you continue following that side that's on the building, on the victory side, instead of being the victim. It seems like mass media wants to create a victim out of everyone. Okay, everybody's a victim. Everybody's feeling some type of way, offended or whatnot. You know, and I think this is due in part to you know, the more victims that they can create, victims need help. Okay, and who do they go to for help? They go to the state. Okay, and things in form of welfare, in form of health care and stuff like that. And, you know, victims are not independent. Okay, victory, champions are independent. So you want to take a route that's going to get you to a goal of independence, a goal of strength. Okay, and I think that, you know, crypto is one of those paths. Okay, eating well is one of those paths. Honesty is one of those paths, you know, that separates those men from those mice. Yeah, you're right. I looked it up. It's not an STD. It's probably a common STI that girls get down there. Too much bacteria down there. Yeah, I mean, you know, you never know. You may have caught her in a bad day or whatnot, and you know, that's what it is. You know, sometimes it's not all squeaky clean, and you'll see. You know, these are things that you're gonna you're starting to learn. You know, it's listen. Life is not like a porno. Okay, life is not like a porno. It's not all, you know. And if you're hooking up with a girl that's performing like a porno, I don't think that, you know, that's good for the long run. You know, that's not probably not kosher, if you know what I mean. But I would listen to Kenny. Also, just be mindful of the situation that you're in, and that goes to talking about porno, guys. And we've talked about this too in the live stream. Another way to separate victory from victims is that you stop watching these porn out there. It's just degeneracy. You're fapping every day, and it's a way to improve yourself is to stop the fap. Stop the fap. Use that sexual energy into creativity, or use it on what it's meant to be used for, actual sexual intercourse when it matters, with a female that's worth it. Not kosher. That's funny. Yeah, you know, champagne's not kosher, but you know what I mean. We got 9 boomers in the box. I enjoy these streams though, even though we got a little bit less guys here in the population than we do when it comes to the crypto. I feel like we're providing. I feel like I'm providing value. I think that, you know, I want to, like I said, you know, follow what I'm saying, building instead of destroying, you know, and also instead of just adding fluff all the time. You know, the YouTubers, including myself, we're every single day on the internet, so we may repeat ourselves and fluff up the broadcast. You see what I'm saying? So it's nice to do something that's aside from everyday crypto. Champ, there are other guys with your name on social media located from New York. Aren't you from Cali? No, I'm not from there. You know, I was in New York for some time as well. You know, I was in Cali, but I wouldn't say I'm from Cali, even though arguably it could be. But no, I'm not in either of those places, and I'm not on any other social media sites except YouTube and Steam It. Okay, so if you see people on the gram claiming they're champagne, or on Twitter, or on the book, or on any of these other sites, that's not champagne. Those are fake champagnes. You know, the real champagne's right here. Derek says, yeah, she slept with me because she says I was very respectful, unlike the last guy she was with. Okay, well, there you go. You know, but, you know, and again, you know, I hear this respect thing. It's not about being the white knight either, Derek. You know, you don't want to be the white knight. And what I mean by that is just trying to be always respectful to the women and being the nice guy either. Okay. You know, I don't think that works for the long gun either. You know, you got to respect yourself first. You don't got to always try to virtue signal either. So I'm not sure if you are or you aren't doing that, but I just see she said, oh, you're very respectful, you know. whatever. You know, what you're gonna do is respect yourself and show that you're not that you have some morals and ethics, that you have your own way of being, and that if she doesn't fall in line with what you're believing in, then you'll get banned and get sniped out the box. But yeah, Kenny, those people online are not champagne. And I'll tell you why I'm not online. And I've said this before. You know, we've been on the book way too long. We've been on the gram way too long. Twitter, all those things for way too long. Tweeting, sharing information, liking, commenting. And at the end of the day, okay, the only people that are profiting are those shareholders of those companies. Okay, they're not providing any revenue for the content creators on those platforms. Okay. It's the community that creates the content for Instagram. And those people don't get paid by Instagram. It's the community that creates the content for Facebook. And those people don't get paid by Facebook either. Now, when it comes to YouTube, okay, it's a little bit different story. They allow us to monetize these videos, and they run ads on the video, and they kick back a little bit to the creators. Now, in the case of Champagne and some of the other boomers worldwide, some of these videos are deemed not suitable for advertisers, and they don't run ads, and therefore we don't, get any revenue. But, the possibility of getting revenue from creating videos is still there. Okay, as opposed to the other social media platforms. And that's why I like Steem so much, guys. Steem is a decentralized social media platform where you can earn for posting by people upvoting your post. So in Steem, instead of a little like, a little heart, you may get a penny or two from a like for an upvote. And that's why I think that I like it so much. Yeah, I agree, Champ. I'm trying to get off that social media a little bit, but I waste too much time on it. I think everybody does, including Champagne. I'm not here to act like I'm the monk on the monk mode or anything like that, because I'm on YouTube a lot too. So I mean, I've wasted a lot of time on the tubes, and in the past on the book and on the gram and stuff like that. But I'm not providing any content there. And then furthermore, and I said this on the other live broadcast, a lot of it is just a spying operation. Okay, a lot of it is just a spy operation, collecting data on the populace, in the form of facial recognition, geographic location, and all that stuff. I mean, they're creating a dossier. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. A dossier on every single person, and their behaviors, what they do, their contacts, and even if you're not on Facebook, you're being tracked. That information is being sold, I believe, by Oracle, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're the head of the pyramid when it comes to data. Don't quote me on that. But anyhow, you're providing free information to the machine. They're profiting off you to spy on you, and then to continue to market ads and garbage material, degenerate stuff. And really, there's no self-improvement with it. So it's garbage. It's garbage. So, if you've been on the book and on the gram, try to taper it down. I agree with you, Derek. It's a bit of a waste of time if you ask Champagne. So definitely get off the social media. Continue on the thread of self-improvement, and maybe we'll do this on another broadcast, but I wanted to talk about also the benefits of sleep. I think the younger generation, and my generation included, it's like, team no sleep, and sleep is the cousin of death, and I haven't slept, and I work so much, and this and that, and that's another meme. As I continue to learn more about building strength, you need to rest. You need to sleep a good amount of time. It's when you sleep that your muscles can grow and you can repair. So sleep and diet are in tandem with exercises. So, I think we could do that on another broadcast, talk about sleep and stuff like that. But it's relevant to this broadcast. Victors sleep. Victims are saying, I don't have enough sleep. Social media like Facebook aren't doing any favors. You get attacked just for sharing your views and stances. They are GRPS, like Antifa, that rally and build each other up, not good. They're groups like Antifa that rally and build each other up, not good. Yeah, and it's a lot of these platforms are just basically they're propaganda machines and they're spy machines. So, you know, I don't want to take any part on it. And I feel some type of way, especially as a content creator, because, you know, I've been doing media production for some time now, aside from crypto. And, you know, you're creating content, you're making all this stuff so that people could stay on their site and they're not cutting you into the deal. So it's garbage. And then on top of that, they're spying on you and selling your data. So, you know, it's funny bunny. It's funny bunny. Derek is asking, Champ, how do you feel about the government shutdown? I'll tell you, listen, let us shut down half of the things that this, listen, how many people are really impacted by this government shutdown as other than the workers that are not getting paid? Okay, because obviously we know there's workers not getting paid, and you got the mainstream media that they're trying to parade these people up and down. Now, the fact is these people are going to get back pay. So if you look at it, it's like they're on a long vacation because if I'm not mistaken, the president already, you know, guaranteed that they're going to be getting back pay. See, there you go. Kenny's right. They'll get back pay. So they're complaining. They're going to get back pay. And at the end of the day, they're on a vacation. Okay, so they don't have to show up to work. They're going to get back pay. Okay, are people in the private industry, are they provided with that? No. Now, also, I want to know here, okay? I want to know if the government's not running, then what are our taxes for? Okay, why are we even paying taxes? I mean, like, are they going to be even able to process the IRS and the tax returns this year? Because the government shut down. I mean, why are you even paying tax to a government that's not open? Now, if you ask me, the majority of these services are not needed. Okay, shut them most down. I mean, I understand that there's people working for the government. They're feeling, you know, in a pinch. But like Kenny says, they'll get back pay. Yeah, but they have bills. Yeah, and they also decided to work for the government. Okay, and when you work for the government, okay, you're working for Big Daddy. Okay, so now you are basically a victim now, and not a victory. Okay, because if you're a victor, you'd be creating your own business and working in the private sector. But now you want to act like the victim because you want welfare from the government, or you want just that check from the government for basically doing nothing. Now, I don't mean to offend those that work for the government. I think that there's some people out there that are providing value. Okay, but I'll say that the majority of the positions in the role of government we could do without. Ask yourself, how impacted are those people? How impacted is this country right now that the government's been shut down? Most people are not even feeling it. There's a lot of people that don't even know. Okay? You just got people complaining because they got bills. Okay? You got people complaining because they're not getting their welfare checks. Okay? Maybe they should have thought about that when they entered the government space, because this type of stuff could happen. Now, I was reading that in Spain at one point, the government shut down for 2 years. Okay, in Belgium, the government shut down for almost 600 days. Okay, the fact is, I think people are starting to get the awakenings happening. The majority of the governments are not even a necessity. People can kind of rule themselves, guys. I agree, for smaller government, but it has a large effect. Really, though? How large is the effect? Like seriously, how large is the effect? Or is that like what's being fed to us on the mainstream media? And for the people complaining that they're not getting a check. Okay, yeah, it's a problem for them. You're not getting a check. But listen, I got demonetized on YouTube. I'm not getting paid for those videos. Okay, you know, like what's going to happen? It's, you know, there's people that have problems in all their lines of work. You may not get your check. It may not happen. You know, don't complain out there. Find out an alternative. The word is an alternative frequency. And don't expect another man, another party to be your provider. Don't be the victim. Be the victor. Okay? If more people thought like that, less people would want to work for the government and more people would want to add value and build instead of destroying or just maintaining the status quo. Some businesses need specific government approvals that are shut down. Absolutely. Some businesses. Okay. Some businesses, they need government approval that are shut down. Okay. Some businesses. Now you got to ask yourself, do they really need approval? Or is just that another way for the government to tax people and get in the middle of the way? Listen, we've seen it with crypto. You know, people are calling for regulation. In some sense, that has gotten in the way of people investing more into crypto because they don't know what's going to happen. There's all kinds of people getting in the way. So if they wouldn't even exist and they wouldn't be there, they wouldn't be an obstacle in the road for for businesses. Champ's right. People should know their circumstances before going into a government job. It's similar to people joining armed forces, knowing that there's a possibility of getting shot. Exactly. Exactly. You want to join the armed forces. You want all the benefits and stuff. But what you're doing is you're signing yourself away so you could be a soldier instead of a citizen. Okay. So, you know, in a way, you become part of the machine. Once you sign up for a government job, you're part of that machine. So don't come complaining when your machine's not running good, because your machine's not providing value, obviously. Okay? OTS still super unfortunate, and my thoughts are with them all during the shutdown. Exactly. Now, listen, at the end of the day, I know that there's some people that are in a pinch and whatnot, and I'm not saying, you know, I'm making statements that probably don't apply to every single government position. I'm sure that there's some that we need, but the majority, I would say, more than 50% of the government stuff that's going that you know has been shut down probably doesn't need to come back. And yeah, that means a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, or could lose their jobs. Okay, but on the other hand, how much could taxpayers save if 50% of the government doesn't need to be paid for anymore? We cut the bill by 50%, so it saves people as well. Okay, all those people are paying taxes. So I'm for lower government. I'm for less government and for less regulation. You know, the government's just it's people trying to get in the way and try to tax you and tell you what to do. The authority. It's basically all it is. And once you start tuning into being more independent and more freedom, you need less authority. Okay, you got to be your own authority. Again, that's victim versus victors. Okay, victors are the authorities. Victims are the ones that are complaining about the shutdown instead of going and trying to get another job, creating another product, jumping on YouTube, making a video, doing things, building instead of destroying. But yeah, our thoughts, you know, are with those. You know, it's unfortunate. You know, there's some people that have families or whatnot, and they haven't thought this through. Okay, some people haven't thought this through. They haven't gone that deep. They just want to be a good guy, follow the rules, show up, and get their check. But let me tell you guys, okay, that's NPC mentality. If you put yourself on autopilot and expect the system to just provide for you just because you're behaving well, okay, that's not freedom. Okay, that's slavery. That's just like acting like a slave. Like, listen, I'm going to come here. I'm going to do my stuff in the field. I'm going to behave good so that I can have my food and everybody, you know, and my family could live. Okay, but you're still a slave. Okay, I mean, sometimes you got to have some risk. You got to get off the plantation. You got to create your own homeland. Okay, milk your own cow. Create your own crop. What are you going to do when you're growing crops? Maybe there's a bad weather one day and then, you know, your crops get screwed up. You know, it is what it is. Who are you going to complain to? You got to be free. 7 crypto maniacs here in the population of the chat box. I appreciate all you maniacs out there. Derek, Kenny, and the rest of the boomers worldwide. Cliff, I see you. I'll take a few more comments and questions, and we'll cut this live stream off for about 42 minutes. About 45 minutes. Milk them Jersey cows, indeed. Yeah, if you're interested, and I'm not shilling this brand because I like it. It's Promised Land milk. It's expensive, okay? It's probably a little bit too expensive. It's tasty. I heard about the A2 proteins, and it very well may be a meme, okay? It may be a meme, and I may just be feeling the placebo effects. But I'm reporting, and this is anecdotal evidence, and I like it. So that's what it is. And I'm drinking whole milk. None of this skim milk or 2% or no. Give me the real deal. Give me the real deal. Champ, why did you switch from 5x5 to Mad Cow? Because I was no longer making gains on the 5x5. And you could, I'll reread this to you. Maybe you're just tuning in. This is also on stronglifts.com. So this is the follow-up to the 5x5. And I have it linked down below. Mad Cow is the training program that is recommended once you're no longer making gains on your squats with Strong Lifts 5x5. It's aimed at intermediate lifters. When to switch from Strong Lift 5x5 to Mad Cow 5x5 depends on your body weight and age. A 30-year-old guy weighing around 200 pounds will usually have to switch after reaching the 300-pound squat. The lighter or heavier you are, the sooner or later you switch to Mad Cow. So I'm about at the 300-pound squat. I'm trying to get to 315, which is 3 plates, and I'm trying to do it 5 times. That's my my goal that I should reach in a few months. I would say, take a couple more. I'm around the 300-pound squat, but I want to get 315 for 5, solid. So that's the answer to your question there, Segwit. And I downloaded the spreadsheet. It's free. You can Google it, and I think it's linked here on this page as well. It allows you to enter your 1 rep maxes and then start the program from scratch. And if you guys are, interested in a strength training program, do strong lifts, man. I'll tell you, this thing has gotten, I've been working out for years, and, doing the bodybuilding, the fluff and puff routine, 10 reps, 12 reps, back one day, chest the other day, the standard bro splits, right? But it wasn't until I started really learning about lifting heavy, going strong. There's a whole different method to training for strength than just training for fluff and puff looks. Champ, do I support the Trump wall? Yeah, I think the people support it as well. That's what the people want, and that's what he's trying to do. So, put the wall up. I don't know how much it's going to detour or not, but it seems to be effective in a lot of other countries. Okay, I don't see why people feel some type of way about the wall. Everybody has walls. You got walls in your own house. Okay, if you're against walls, then knock off all the walls in your house and not even have a room, and everybody could just sleep together in the living room. So I mean, I don't even see how this is it's ridiculous how it's become an issue. So I think it could be a smokescreen and other things are happening. Champ, I'm not getting notified. They're shadow banning again, says Jolie. Joe, yeah, you're not the only one. Apparently Derek missed his notification as well. I was letting the boomers know at the beginning of the broadcast that a lot of our, I'm not going to say a lot, but some of our videos have been deemed not suitable for advertisers. Okay, which leads me to believe that the PC police may be after us. There could be a shadow ban going on. We've seen problems in the past. And because the videos are not deemed suitable for advertisers, we can't generate or monetize those videos. We can't get a kickback. So the super chat's open. People have been showing love, not on this broadcast, on the last one. The community got to show love out here because it is what it is. Snake Diet Cole has a good lifting routine, champ. Where can I find that? I've seen him work out before. I saw Cole pumping 2 plates, and Cole has nice form. He has nice form. Now, I haven't seen his actual lifting routine, but I have seen clips of him lifting, and he stays strong out there. So, those that are interested in losing weight and cutting the fat and fasting, look at Snake Diet Cole. His YouTube channel, and he still makes, he still lifts weight too. So it's not like you're, if you stop eating, you're going to lose your muscles. You'll lose fat before you lose muscles. I'm only against the wall because I think it's a waste of money. Most undocumented people come here legally and just overstay their visa. Most people come here and they overstay their visa. That's illegal. Okay. So that's, if they come with the intent to stay, that's already illegal. So they're not coming in here legally if they have that intent. And there is people crossing the border all the time. Okay, I know several people that work in that industry, and it's a problem, Derek. And I'll be honest with you. And I'm all for immigration. I think that it's a great thing. I know this country's founded in immigration, but we need to have certain rules. Okay, these people a lot of people are taking advantage of the system. Now, on the same token, okay, the system's broken too, because if you want to follow the rules and apply for citizenship, you got to get on the line. And sometimes the line's like 10 years old, 10 years long, 10, 12 years, you got to be waiting. Okay, so it's no wonder some people get frustrated and they just jump the fence because they don't want to wait for 10 years. Now, we got to improve that line. We need to process and figure out whether they're going to come or not quickly. Okay, so there isn't an incentive to jump the fence. But yeah, I think the wall's not a waste of money. What we're doing is wasting money, sending it over to Israel and a bunch of other countries that are taking our money, way more than $5 billion that it costs to build this wall. Okay, if you ask me. So it's ridiculous out there. This is the issue. Would you put a fence on your house or not? Would you put a fence in your house? It's real simple. I mean, I can't believe that this is even an issue. And $5 billion is a drop in the bucket. They need to stop making sanctuary states. Well, it's more like sanctuary cities, but yeah, I know what you mean. Illegals will flee there and become more untouchable. Exactly. There's a lot of cities like New York and LA, and you know, they're even giving IDs to people that are undocumented. You can get like a city ID in New York. So, you know, I don't know if that's the best policy, if you ask me, you know. But listen, on the other hand, a lot of these cities, they're taking advantage of the immigrants because it's cheap labor, guys. Not only is it cheap labor, they end up sticking around, and some of them vote when they're not even registered to vote. And you know who they're voting for, guys. People that are going to provide more welfare. But he said Mexico will pay for it. Yeah, he said. But guys, did you actually believe that? I mean, that's, you know, that's just a bunch of hype. Mexico will pay for it. I mean, like, it's a hype. It doesn't matter who pay for it. At the end of the day, the community and most of the people want it. It's only the young gunners and the MSM. I mean, like, listen, you go to your local university, everybody is a cuck out there. Okay. And the universities have been spewing the liberal agenda for a while now. And if you want to know the roots of it, and I'm going to have to do a live stream because this goes with the Wizard of Oz. Check out the Frankfurt School of Thought. Okay. Came over from Nazi Germany into Columbia University. Okay, at the beginning of the century, and they've been spewing communist type of propaganda for a while, and we're gonna have to do it, do a whole live stream at that. But listen, they've infiltrated for some time now, and this is nothing new. But now we're starting to see it. But for the young gunners, they don't know it. They don't know what's really going on. Socialism, communism, you know, equal opportunity, and all these types of things. It sounds good. It sounds great. Okay, but the devil's a liar, guys. Why can other nations have walls and borders? Why can't we reinforce our border? It needs to start somewhere. Exactly. Exactly. And again, I mean, I don't even know why this is even an issue. It's 5 billion, throw the wall up and that's it. Now, how effective will it be? I'm sure it will be effective. And I'll tell you this, it'll save us more than 5 billion. Like, you got to ask yourself, is it going to save us more than 5 billion? I'll guarantee it'll save us more than 5 billion. All the money that they spent on these agents chasing people around. And then when they get here and they apply for asylum, okay, they're provided with free services that are often funded by the government. Okay. Okay, check out the Vera Institute and a lot of these nonprofit organizations. Who are they funded by? Okay, and a lot of it's government funded. And then they're providing services to those that jump the fence. Okay, and that costs a lot of money. They got to pay these people to provide these services. And I guarantee you in total, it's way more than 5 billion. So, I mean, again, I'm not anti-immigration. I think it's a great thing. I want the best people coming on over. And I think that the United States has a problem, too, with this 10-year line that they have because they're holding the bag out there. They can't make decisions or whatnot. And it's an incentive for people to skip the line or come in, like Derek says, and just overstay their visa. So, you know, on both sides, it needs to... Seeking asylum isn't illegal, though. No, it isn't. No. But when you jump the fence and you enter... you need to enter through a port of entry, not the, you know, you got to go through a port of entry. Okay. You gotta seek asylum at a port of entry, not by jumping the fence. A lot of people are not going to the port of entry. They're jumping the fence. And then after the fact, then they want to seek asylum. And there's all kinds of little technicalities with those rules or not. A lot of those laws, you know, they need to be revised again on our side too, so that we could streamline the process and make sure we don't have an incentive for people to jump the fence. Yeah, they got to come at a port of entry. They're not coming at a port of entry. You want to seek asylum, you want to do it legit, go to the port of entry. But that's not what they're doing, guys. That's not what they're doing. And a lot of these caravans out there, moreover, they're being funded by globalists. I was reading an article that were passing out debit cards to the people in the caravan. Where are those cards coming from? And apparently they were walking, but then they showed up at the border another week or two later. Who paid for the buses? Guys, again, this is getting political. But you guys asked the question. It's an open discussion, and Champagne keeps it 1,000 with you guys. Shout out to Derek, Kenny, Joey, Alex. That's not getting his post notification. Joey is fasting, staying strong. Congratulations, Joey. Are you following a cold snake diet, or are you doing intermittent fasting? I like intermittent fasting. You know, I've been kind of slipping up with the intermittent fasting, but let me tell you, it makes you strong. It gives you more energy too. They're getting debit cards. No way. Yeah, Google it. Some people in the caravan had got debit cards and everything. Some people in that caravan got debit cards and everything. Google that. Joey, so yeah, let me know if you're doing the snake man or if you're just doing your own fasting. But I think fasting's great. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think everybody needs to do a little fast here and there, and detox yourself. Detox yourself. Don't be a fat boy out there. Pelosi's trying to go on 2 vacations instead of resolving the border wall in Washington. Listen, all they want to do is fight, okay? Again, it goes back to the victims or the victors, okay? How are they behaving like victors or victims? It's real simple. Are they building or are they just trying to destroy? Okay? I see someone that's acting like a victor trying to build something. I see other people trying to complain, act like victims, and keep complaining and provide no value. So it's real simple. How do I feel about Brexit? The people voted for it. That's what they want. They don't want to be part of the European. I'm anti-globalist, Derek. And I know you've said it before, that globalism, this, that, and the third. And you probably learned that in university. And again, it's understandable. I've sipped on the Kool-Aid before. But I'm against the EU. I'm against globalism. I think people should have their nation states, okay? And keep their own culture. It's real simple. Just like I support the 50 states of the United States being able to create their own laws or whatnot, I support the states, the nation states of Europe being able to be on their own. They don't need to be on this conglomerate of EU. It hasn't helped. It's more of a problem. Shout out to Pepe El Toro. I see you, Pepe. I thought it was inevitable, guys, that the deep state had things in the bag. I thought Hillary was going to win for sure. I couldn't believe it, okay? And, you know, I thought it was inevitable that globalism was going to come. But I see that there's still boomers out there that still have heart, and they're not ready to be cucked out. They're not ready to be victims. They want victory. They want their own way of living. They want to preserve what they have. And shout out to those. I'm only a globalist with economics, not government. I support Brexit too. Yeah, but globalism with economics is bullshit too, Derek. And you'll figure it out sooner than later. I'm not here to change your mind, but take it from Champagne. It's bullshit. Okay, it's not good for economics either. States are better off on their own, so corporations will not have one world order. Exactly. Globalism is basically a monopoly. It's not free competition, so it's not good for economics. Monopolies are not good. They're against competition. Okay, what you need is decentralization. More states so they can compete against each other, okay, and let the best one win. And that's what creates better economics. That's what drives the price down. You have one state, they can things can end up being the prices could be fixed. It's like a monopoly. It becomes a cartel of sorts. 58 minutes on the stream. 8 maniacs here on this broadcast. A small group, but a strong one. Champ, Google Cole Robinson's weightlifting routine. I will. I've seen him pump, but I haven't seen his actual routine, and I'll check it out. We're talking about Cole Robinson. He's the snake diet man, and if you're into fasting and you want to see a fringe YouTube channel, it's definitely... Globalism is more competition. You're competing with more nations. Listen, okay, you probably have the wrong idea. That's what they're selling to you, okay? But ultimately, globalism is a one-world government, okay? And there is no more nations to compete with. That's where it leads to, okay? And same thing with communism. They'll tell you everybody's going to get paid the same. Everybody will be equal. But then who's going to run that everybody system? There's going to be a few people at the top, and then everybody will be fucked. So, champagne don't curse, but I'm not for globalism, okay? I'm not falling for the meme. and I know what they're teaching in schools. I've done the economics classes. I've heard it all, and I've seen those arguments, okay? A lot of them, and the majority of what they're teaching in the university is rooted in the Frankfurt School of Thought. And if you guys don't know about that, I'm going to have to do a live stream on that. Globalism is a meme indeed, Kenny. You're right. I fell for it too. They teach globalism and activism in school. They don't teach you how to build your own house or build your own fence. They don't teach you how to milk your own cow out there or secure your own private bag out there. They're trying to tell you globalism is good for economics. It's a meme out there, guys. Check out Florida McKees. Great channel. He breaks it down good. I'll check that out as well. Pepe, thank you. The first 13 colonies hated each other, says Pepe. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know there was competition. I'll tell you that much. Going on for about an hour. I'll take a few more comments and questions and I'm out of here. I've been saying that for about 20 minutes. Champagne always says, I will say a few more comments and questions, then I go on for another 20, 30 minutes. It's because you guys, I appreciate you guys. And I look forward to booming with you guys and spreading this good information because somebody needs to do it. I'm not the only one out there. And I don't like usually talking about politics, but being that this is an open discussion and people are asking the champ's going to keep it 1,000. I agree with you politically, but communism and globalism are completely opposites, not the same. Okay, that's what you want to believe. Then let's see how it works out for you. That's real simple. I'm here to tell you, they're the same piece of shit, just wrapped in a different wrapper, in a different box. But you open it up, it's going to end up being the same stinky piece of poop. Venezuela just got a new president. Prices may go up on oil for us. We need to get off this oil stuff too. And, you know, we kind of have. Right now, the United States is the largest oil producer. Guys, if you haven't, you know, tuned on in, we've became number one, okay? We became number one if it's kind of slipped by. So I don't know how much we need Venezuela or Saudi Arabia or these other people, okay? And furthermore, there's other alternatives. I don't think we need to just, you know, just fall back on oil. I mean, shout out to those. I had a boomer the other day, picked up an electric car on me. He showed me the electric car with the battery or whatnot. And listen, we need to figure out all types of alternatives. Pepe is asking, what's your thoughts on the government shutdown? That was just asked by Derek not too long ago, but I'll repeat it. Listen, I'll tell you this. The majority of the things that have been shut down are not even needed. And it's unfortunate that some people are suffering, but they should have thought about that when they signed up to work for Big Daddy, okay? Because you're no longer in control. Once you start taking, jobs directly with the government, you're definitely not in control. You're part of the machine, part of the bureaucracy. And even, when you work in the private sector, if you're not the boss, you're still an employee, you know? And I've said this before. What we're trying to promote here is a victor mentality, not a victim mentality, an independent mentality. Be your own independent boomer out here. Secure your own bag. Hold your own keys. Don't call another man your boss, ultimately, is what we want to do. And that includes the government or anybody else in the private industry. I know we all got to go through those checkpoints at one point, but the ultimate goal, at least in my eyes, is to be independent, freedom. Buy Tesla, says Pepe. No, the car I was checking out was the Chevy. It's a little car. It looks a little funny bunny. I'm gonna be honest. It looks like a little Civic. It's the Chevy Bolt or Volt. I think they got two. The Bolt is the big one, and the Volt the little one. And those are a little bit more affordable than buying a Tesla. So Chevy, an American car, Chevy. I hope that they're making them here. I don't know. I know some of these people are some of these vehicles are not made that they say they're American cars and they're made in Mexico or China or something. The South is really poor. If they separated from U.S., they will thrive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a solution. I haven't really thought about that. It sounds a little Civil War to me. That's a joke, says Derek. Yeah, it sounds like a little Civil War. I mean, Civil War-esque. I don't know if that's you know, although I've heard talks that California wants to secede, Texas as well, but you know, I don't know. All right, I'll take maybe one or two more comments. If you know, if they don't show up in the next few seconds, I'm gonna really be out of here, guys. Always a pleasure, though. Always a pleasure. I know not everybody agrees with champagne, and maybe I'm not always right, and I keep it 1,000 with you guys. But I will continue to be as honest as I possibly can out here and provide the information that seems to work for me. All right, champ, I'm out. Keep grinding. Indeed, Pepe, thanks for stopping by. Nice to see you guys. Guys, turn on your post notifications. Okay, make sure that you know, you get notified, and make sure you check out Champagne, because apparently you probably won't get your notification. Make sure they're on. Maybe YouTube turned them off. USA is one of the most globalist countries. That's why we have a good economy. Yeah, that's because, you know, we've been leading the scam, okay? And that's why also there's a lot of people that are disenfranchised, okay? So, you know. But again, I'm not here to debate the globalism. I know, I think I've made my point clear, and so have you. But hopefully you can see things another way. Appreciate your honesty, champ. Have a good weekend. I appreciate yours too, Derek. Stay booming. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the stream, champ. Hashtag no fap, says Segwit. Indeed, no fap out there. No fap. Don't be fapping out there playing PS4 to 3 in the morning, eating Doritos, guys. Stop it. Stop it. On that note, make sure you go to the gym, guys. Stay strong, stay healthy. Be a victor instead of a victim. Be a man instead of a mouse. Be a champion instead of a cuck guy. A boomer instead of a doomer. Don't always trust the media. Always do your research. Indeed, Kenny. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Shout out to all the boomers. Stay tuned in on Monday. I'll be back. It's the voice of the blockchain. Satoshi's biggest cousin. Cryptography's finest. Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.